Good afternoon, everybody. I'll just show you where I'm at on the Goldwing here. I got my throttle bodies back hanging. I haven't hooked up my throttle cables yet. I still want to lube those. I gotta take it apart up there. I should probably open it up here and just look inside, see how it looks. But I got some new hoses in there, which I'll show you. I'll show you how I got to this point. And I think next thing I'm gonna do, really what I need to do is start ordering some parts here for this. Up until this point I've got $7 into this thing, and I gotta buy a water pump and a clutch and some new timing belts, and that'll get the engine buttoned up, and I can try to hang the engine back in the frame. But in the meantime, there's still a lot of work to do here. I think I'm gonna start taking some of this out, and I can paint some of this stuff here, start going through trying to remove the rust. I just hit this with a piece of 4/0 steel wool, and it like instantly shined. So I'm confident we can bring some of this chrome back looking decent. Got to start thinking about brakes, suspension, start going through all these connectors and greasing them and try to figure on where they have to go. So you can see I took the saddlebags off it. Ended up having to break this reflector. The wing nuts were seized and the little head of that bolt was just turning in there. So there's still a lot of ugliness to clean up, but we're making progress. Okay, here's a quick update for you. As you can see, I have replaced these hoses here. These old dry rotted ones are out of there. I got some fresh new ones in there. As it turns out, these are your idle air control valves. And it's a good thing I took this out and flipped it up and went through it, because it probably would not have run with those other hoses being dry rotted. It was actually quite the pain to get all this in here. I used a 1/2-inch hose here, and this fitting was a real bear to get inside it. And then to fit all these hoses back on here and run them. These hoses kept kinking on me. It was a lot of trial and error to get the correct length to keep them from kinking in the bend. But I got that all in there. I'm happy with that. I've got my airbox apart finally. Got it cleaned out. So I'm going to reassemble this, and then I'm going to try and get these back into the bike, and we can go from there. Alright, let's get this cover back on here. Clean some of this crap off of here so it seals. It's labeled front here. Gasket is still in there. Get my sensor back in. Good. Just a quick note here. Always connect your fuel line first because it's pretty tough to try to get it in there with those hanging where they're supposed to be. These are labeled, someone says FRL, this was RRL. Should probably tape that up though. I think I'm going to take these bags off of here today. And then I'm going to power wash this thing. And we'll really start going through it. Try to remove some of this chrome and see if we can't bring it back to life. And we'll see what's hiding under here. So there was a screw back there, and I had to take this reflector out to get to it. Problem is, there's a wing nut on the back side up there. You can see in there. That wing nut up there, the threads are rusted, and the head of this was just spinning inside of here. And unfortunately, it cracked on me, so it is what it is. pretty well wasted. There's one side. Let me get the other side off. And bag number 2 is off. So I guess next thing, let's get it down and washed off. Okay, we've been power washed. I've picked over this wire harness and I only found one little nibble here. Otherwise, most of it looks pretty good. It all cleaned up pretty good. There's a lot of rust on this thing. Obviously the battery box. Some spots on the frame. This piece here is pretty ugly. Rear caliper is pretty ugly. Somebody's had the stand off and painted it before. I don't know why they painted it silver. But I think I can work with this.